As Arvio races through the thick groves of oak and pine trees in the early hours of the morning, his mind begins to wander as he gives thought to the communions. What a strange group they were, with their sleek metal birds that flew high into the sky. He shook his head slightly as he realized that their enemies were no less stranger. Men in strange armor serving no country, along with monstrous beasts and strange amalgamations, seemed to have attacked Cormyr with a singular purpose. This war was far from traditional. As Abacus rounds a bend in the old road, his ears prick up as he picks up the slightest of noises. Arvio had heard it as well, but he makes no sudden movement as to not alert a potential stalker. Impossible, Arvio thought to himself. He had made sure to cover his tracks thoroughly. He doubted it was an enemy scout, and he would have been long gone before hounds could have had a chance to catch up to him. Perchance it was the local wildlife? Arvio pats his horse's neck to encourage him to speed up. With any luck, they would be out of this god-forsaken forest before sunrise. Abacus speeds up to a full gallop and Arvio relaxes slightly. Unfortunately for Arvio, this proved to be a perilous mistake. Abacus suddenly grinds to a halt, stopping completely. Confused, Arvio attempts to calm his horse to no avail. Wide-eyed, Abacus flicks his ears back and forth as well as baring his upper lip in a clear sign of distress. Arvio dismounts as he looks for the source of his steed's terror. Seeing nothing on the road, he scans the nearby flora for any sign of an assailant. Out of seemingly thin air, a black arrow flies at inconceivable speed straight towards him. However, through years of training, Arvio's reflexes have grown faster than lightning. He sees the shaft fly past him as he manages to just barely evade it, until he feels a sharp pain on his leg, with a black reed sticking out. Another arrow? Arvio loses some of his posture as he falters slightly. Arvio realizes that the possibility of multiple assailants were high, unless he was dealing with a very skilled archer. Grabbing a small bottle from his belt, he quickly drinks a potion of health in order to relieve his wounds. However, the potion did not take immediate effect, and it appears a vile black liquid slowly dripping from the arrow was the culprit. The arrow was laced with some form of a liquid toxin. Arvio wildly gestures to his horse, but the stallion seems frozen to the ground and completely immobile. Realizing that he was only wasting precious time, Arvio dashes into the forest where he can have cover from the attacker. Although, due to the injury on his leg, it does not seem he can get very far. Concealing himself behind a great pine, he considers his options. While everything seemed to be going wrong, there appeared to be one thing that was going right for Arvio. For his intellectual training as a shadow, he had chosen poisons and potions as his field of specialization. Judging by the color and viscosity of the poison, he takes an educated guess at what it might be. Black Mamba, he thinks before downing 3 vials filled of the relevant antitoxins. He takes another vial for nulling the pain shooting from his leg. He would need to keep moving if he is to have a chance against this assassin. This ends part 2 of the series, Death of a Shadow. If you enjoyed the retelling of this story, please tune in next time to the Cormyrian Preservation Society for part 3. I appreciate you for listening. My name is Hussam Aldin, and until next time.